Hey, what's up guys? Brad with the Squared Away Everyday channel, and today we're going to be taking a look at the 5 things that I hate about my 4Runner. Now, I love 4Runners. Don't get me wrong, I've owned 3 4Runners to this point in my life, and I absolutely love 4Runners. It's probably one of my favorite vehicles being made currently just at all. So I do love the 4Runner, but there are a couple things that really bug me about it. And so I figured I'd do a quick video today for those of you that are either in the market for a 4Runner, or maybe you just bought a 4Runner and you're thinking, what does this guy know that I don't know? So stay tuned. If you haven't had a chance yet, please go ahead and like the video if you dig it, and sub to the channel, and let's take a look at it. Okay, so for starters, I don't really like doing these videos to begin with because I think it could come across as me being like, I don't like my really nice vehicle. That's not the case at all. You know, like I said, I'm making this video for, entertainment value, and then also people that are about to buy a 4Runner or whatever. But don't get me wrong, I love the 4Runners. I'm super grateful for mine. And this isn't a like, poor me, I hate this vehicle video. It's not that kind of video. But nonetheless, let's talk about the years of 4Runner we're talking about. We're talking about Gen 5 4Runners. And so that's going to be anywhere from 2010 to present. It's currently 2021, and they'll probably run those Gen 5s like maybe 1 year, 2 years more, and then they'll hop into the 6th gens, which I'm excited about. I'm just curious what they're going to do for the 6th gen 4Runners. But anyway, that's what we're talking about today. So let's start with the number one thing that really bugs me about the 4Runners in general is going to be the Hitch Receiver. And so I bought my 4Runner. It's actually a 2018 4Runner Limited, and I've never towed a thing in my life with it, nothing. And for some reason, I have rust on the Hitch Receiver. This isn't anything new. I've owned a 2005 4Runner Limited, never pulled a thing with it. Had rust on the Hitch Receiver. I've owned a 2006 4Runner Limited, had rust on the Hitch Receiver. I think this is just like a 4Runner / Toyota thing. It does happen on my Tacoma, but not nearly as bad as the 4Runners. So I'm not sure what's going on with that, but the fact that those Hitch Receivers rust so easily is extremely irritating. It's like in a day and age where we could shoot a rocket up into space, it comes down and lands itself, and we can reuse that rocket. They can't figure out some sort of coating to make sure that my Hitch Receiver doesn't rust. And so further on that point, being that the Hitch Receiver and the frame of the vehicle are made out of the same material, at least I'm like 95% sure it's made out of the same material, it's concerning to me that it rusts so easily. And being that Toyota had, some of those recalls that they ended up having in those lawsuits because of the horrible rust problems they were having on the frames back in the day, it's like, come on, guys, what's going on here? Just do something, change the metal, change the blend of steel you're doing, put a different coating on there, do something, but fix the rusty receiver issue. It's absolutely irritating. So that's number one. Number two is going to be, everybody knows that the 4Runner is a body-on-frame vehicle, which lends itself very well to off-roading in general. You get this really nice ground clearance because it's just a little bit higher off the ground. You have a heavier vehicle, and with that, typically we're going to want to, as an off-road community, we're going to want to put like some drawers in it, or a rooftop tent, or bumpers, or winches, or whatever, but we're going to put some weight on that sucker. And so it's odd to me that they used to do a V8 4Runner in the Gen 4s, and now they've stripped it from us. Notice that I did not complain about this in my top 5 things I hate about my Tacoma video, because we never had a V8 in the Tacoma. They've always been like tiny trucks that are kind of underpowered, and they're great trucks, but they never had a V8. The 4Runners though had a V8. So come on, baby, give us the V8 again. Give us the V8. That's what we want. We want the V8. We don't want these V6 turbos. We want a V8. So that is one gripe that I have with my 4Runner. The 2 previous 4Runners I had, the 05 V8 Limited and the 06 V8 Limited, were super zippy and peppy, and the power was great, and it was there, and it was awesome. So, I mean, come on. When my wife drives this thing, and it's her daily driver, I'm talking the 2018, we're getting at best like 19.2 miles per gallon on pretty much just the highway. And we're not getting that with me. We're not getting good gas mileage anyway. Let's just do the V8 and be done with it. So that's my 2 cents on that. Now, the last 3 things aren't as big of problems. Actually, this next one is. Number 3 is going to be the headlights. The high beams and the fogs are still incandescent bulbs. Why are they still incandescent bulbs? That drives me nuts to no end. And quite frankly, it's embarrassing. You know, people ask you, like, if you get a new, let's say you get like a new 2020 4Runner, and you know, people see it, and anybody that's in the know is like, what do you got? Those are incandescent bulbs. And you run out of excuses almost. It's like, yeah, it's an incandescent bulb. You know, they want to make things reliable. It's like LEDs are reliable. Switch to the LEDs already. We need the LEDs. I don't know what's going on with Toyota sticking with the incandescent bulbs. It's honest. It's quite frankly, it's embarrassing. I don't know why they're still doing that. So please, Toyota, make it a standard practice. Put LEDs on the high beams, the headlights, and the fogs, and we don't have to talk about it anymore. Okay. Now, if you're somebody that's buying a TRD Pro variant in 2021, you will have LED high beams, headlights, and fogs. And if you're buying a 2021 whatever SR5 or whatever variant you're going to get, the TRD off-road, I don't know, you can pay the option to get an upgraded LED package, but that shouldn't even be an option. They should be putting LEDs on those. You should have no option. It should just be an LED. So that's my 3rd gripe with it. The second 2 are less concerning and not really as big a deal. Number 4 is going to be the internal USB port to like charge your phone or your iPad, or I don't know, whatever you've got that you need to charge is absolutely atrocious. I mean, sometimes like my phone will die and I'll plug that sucker in the vehicle and I'll drive for like 40 minutes, 45 minutes, and it won't even turn on. It's got to be like 1 watt an hour, 2 watts an hour. It's horrible. So if you get one, go ahead and upgrade your, just run another line in and do like a 10 watt, fast charge USB or something, because those are absolutely horrible. So the charger in there sucks, or the USB port, not very good. And then number 5, this is going to apply to most Gen 5 4Runners. Again, unless you've got like a 2021 TRD Pro, I don't know what they're running in the 2021 SR5s, but the infotainment center on them, in mine, like I bought mine in 2018 with 4 miles on it. And when I got in there, it's like that thing's from like 2001. It is such a bad infotainment center. It's embarrassing. I don't know why it's so tiny and it gets so many dead spots on it. You're like, you're hitting that thing like you're like 80 years old trying to work an iPhone. So to me, that's unacceptable. I don't know why they're doing that. Now, there's a caveat. My brother's 2021 TRD Pro, that thing is beautiful. It's got a great touchscreen. It's super light and fluid, and you can run Apple CarPlay and whatever Samsung's doing. I don't know what they call it, but you can do all that stuff. And so it's very good on like the higher end models. But everybody else, me, all of us poor schlubs running the older Gen 5s, not a very good infotainment center. I'm pretty sure, they replaced my infotainment center once. And honestly, it probably needs to be replaced again. It's just got so many dead spots on it. So anyway, there are the top 5 things. Let's just say the 5 things I don't like about my 4Runner. And again, super grateful for my 4Runner. It's probably, in my opinion, I think I like it better than my Tacoma, just in terms of the build quality and the way that they thought some of the things through on the 4Runners in general. It feels a bit more solid. Love my Tacoma, but I really like the 4Runners. They're great vehicles. These are just the top 5 things. No, the 5 things, I gotta stop saying that I, just kind of bug me a little bit. So I don't know, comment down below. Let me know what you think about that. If you haven't had a chance yet, please go ahead and like the video, sub to the channel, and we'll catch you in the next one.